Okay, so welcome to the demo video of this project called DailyCanvas. Okay, so what we'll be doing in this video is first we'll go to the demo of the application and then we will try to go let's see through the code base a little bit. I'll try to explain the architecture that I have followed and yeah, so let's start with the demo. Okay, so when you will go to the home page, you will be shown to this sign in, you will be directed to the sign in page. First thing you have to do is login. So yeah, for the login, I have used OAuth 2 with where the Google is the provider. Okay, so first let's log in. So for login, I'm using this new account. It's a dummy account. Okay, so yeah, so let's log in. So once login, you will be taken to this interface. Firstly, so about this application, this is basically a to-do application, but with a different point of view. So this application tries to look at your task list from the point of view of a week. Okay. So yeah, the first thing you have to do is, as it says, you should create a week first. Okay. So let's create a week. To create the week, just click on this week plus plus. Once you do, you will automatically be redirected to this section where you have to just click on create week. This interface is just to let you know you will be creating this week, the week whose Sunday is this one. So yeah, so for defining a week, you actually choose the Sunday of that particular week. Okay. So now we will just hit create week. Yes, now the week is creating. Now this is a little bit lengthy process, so it may take time. After the week is created, the entire week data will be fetched and now it is displayed here. So as you can see, we can see the entire week here. And on the left hand side, you will see an editor where you can add your tasks on the application. Okay. So yeah, right now you can see right now by default today is Tuesday. So the application started on Tuesday. If today was Monday, it would have been started on Monday. Okay. Now we will add some tasks. Let's say today is Tuesday. Now my first one was to create a demo video. Okay. Now as I'm typing, you can see how many characters are remaining. So in this, okay, so let me just hit enter to add this task. So you can see that in this editor, we have this small, what we can say, taskbar, where in editor mode, we have two editor modes, write and action. So first, let's see write mode. So in write mode, you have three font sizes, small, medium, and large. You can see here you have a limitation on what should be your task length. So if by default we have selected medium, if you go to small, the amount of character you can use is 42. For medium, it is 26, and for large, it is 12. So accordingly, you have to adjust, depending upon how severity or in priority of the task, you can select these fonts, and yeah, you can enter it. And we have two colors, black and blue. We will be now trying in blue. Let's go with. I think this was the medium one. Let's go with the large one. In large, we will add. Let's say upload. Yeah, upload. So it has been added here. Okay. Now we will go to some other day. Let's say on Saturday. Saturday. Okay. Give lead code contest. Okay, so we want it to be in black color itself, and the font should be. See, you can see now for this one, it is saying -10, but let's go to small size. Okay, and this would be remaining 20. So it is in the bounds. So yeah, you can see it is allowed for this small size, and we still have few characters left. So we will just hit enter here. You can see the in Saturday we have added this task. So now let's you have filled the entire your week with the task. Basically, what you will do, you will mostly fill one day at a time or maybe 2 days. And so the main agenda of this interface is that you can see how productive you have been throughout the week, and it will help you to plan next week. Means it will help you to see at the bigger picture, which I think is A good thing when you are working on long-term goals. Okay. Okay. So this is how you fill your to-do application, your to-do list. And once you have filled it, let's see the other mode of the editor, which is action mode. In action mode, you see you have all your to-dos displayed here. So in action, you can have two actions, done and scratch. Now, what exactly done is, it's logical that it means you have completed task. So I have selected done and I will click on any one of the tasks. Yeah. So you will see this will be marked as green as done. The other one is scratch. Now, scratch, what exactly it means is up to you. For me, scratch can be something that I didn't do or I cancelled, but I wanted to keep it there. So it's up to you what it defines, what it means to you is it's up to you. Okay. Now we will just select blue color. Okay, and I want a blue color scratch on this creator demo. So I will just enter it. You will see. Okay, as my charging is low, I'll just plug in charger. Okay, so yeah, this where the features where you can add, then write or perform action on your to-do. And this was the UI. Now, few other features. Only one feature is remaining. The feature remaining is search your weeks. So if you are using this application for a long time, then you would have a list of weeks here. Okay. So just for an example, let's create one more week. Okay, now you can see the week that it asks to create is the next week. So in this application, you cannot create weeks too far ahead. You can create weeks only next to the current week. That's it. If you want to create, let's say, a week which is 3 weeks later from today's date, then you have to also create the weeks in between. This is because the main idea of this application was it was inspired from Notebook, and in Notebook, if you want to use or you a certain page, normally what we do, we complete the pages in between and then go to that part. Okay, something like that. Okay, so that's why you have to create the weeks in a sequence. Okay, so let's create next week. It will take some time. Once week is created, you will hit on OK. You will see you are still on this week only. But if we'll now go on search week, you will have the next week as well. So you can just click on this week and you will be sent to this particular week. Again, this week is empty for now. You can again add it so far. And by default, in let's say you created 5 weeks from here, then as the time will go on, let's say from this week, next week arrives, then on that week, automatically you will find that particular week on your interface. So you don't have to change it every time. You will have the current week on the display every day, and that particular day will be displayed first, then you can change it accordingly. Okay. So yeah, okay, I didn't show you the delete feature. Yeah, so you can also what delete the to-dos. Let me just, yeah, so these were the to-dos for our current week and for the Tuesday. Let's delete this one. You can just delete it. It will be deleted. Yeah. So these were few features from the application. Now let's move towards what can I say, architecture. Okay. So first of all, these are few of the features that I had planned. Let me show you the like all the features that I was planning. Uh, okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, so this was the list of features that I was planning before building. You can see signer has been done, add bigs has been done. So choose a template. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to have different templates in which format you can see your weeks that you have seen on the right side of the window. So I wanted to customize that, but I'm not implemented it. But if someone wants, they can implement it. Then yeah, you can add a name and note to each week. You can still do it, but I have not added the interface that in database it's still it is present that section. Then you can add to dos in any day of week. Yes, we have done it. Delete to dos, mark the to dos done, scratch. Yes, yeah, multiple tick box. I was thinking of adding multiple tick box, but right now there is just a single tick box. Then right, to do it in two colors, uh, then tick mark in green color. It's done. And there is one more feature that I wanted to build, but it's not in this version one, but it will be in version two whenever I'll be building it. I don't know when I'll be building it, but yeah. So that feature was something like that. It was basically Xcali inside that to-do application where you would get like along with this interface, you will have one more interface, like you will have a slider here, and on clicking that, you will be redirected to this daily canvas like interface where you can actually brainstorm or whatever you want to do on the plain screen. Okay. Okay, so this was the features, and okay, so this is how I started planning this application by defining these things, by defining this UI. Okay, and it turned out pretty much similar. Okay. Now speaking about the architecture, yeah, I have a client and server. So the client is in Angular, the server is in Spring Boot. As you have already seen, I have used the OAuth for authorization and authentications. Yeah, so let me just show you the file structure. Okay, yeah, so I have tried to keep it as modular as possible. You can see in this configuration, you will find all the security configurations, and in here you find the OAuth uh, related stuff. Okay, then we have an interceptor which checks for everything if the user is valid or not. Then we have the models. Okay, for database I have used the PostgreSQL provided by Neontech. Let me show the database. Yes. So yeah, you can see I have total four tables. So week table is the main because from this is where everything starts. You can see the week has user, then it's a reference to the user table. It has reference to days table. So a week can have, we not can, should have 7 days. You can see these are the 7 days to this week belongs to this particular user. Yeah. So in this case, there are total four tables: days, to dos, users, and week. In to dos, you can see there are all the to dos total here. Okay. If you want to see the model, this is the model. Okay. Yeah, and I have used the hibernating implementation of JPM. Okay, then if you want to see the controllers, these are the controllers. There are mostly what even two, three, four, five controllers here. For week to do like test controllers, just for the path without any security. A starter controller, then yeah, controller, to do controller, and week controllers. Yes, then these are repository. I have created repository and services. Uh, th- this makes sense for bigger projects, I know, but just for the sake of exploring these things, I have created this. You can directly, like, I know you can directly communicate with your repository directly through your controller, but yeah, I have followed this approach. Okay, now coming to the client, it's in Angular. If we explore its file structure, yeah, these are the major components. So in the UI, it's like this one. This is the main canvas container. In canvas container, you will see we have two section: app editor, one on the left, and app display, one on the right. Most of the task of fetching data is done in this component, and for that I have used and service provided by Angular, like injectable component, you can say. So yes, the service is here. Where is the service? Yeah, service. So yeah, this is something that I used for the first time, and it is pretty handy. You can see you just define those services here, and you just call these functions in whatever component you want. You just provide the route there. Okay, great thing. Yeah. Yeah, so this was, I think, the most tricky part to implement here was the editor because there are or not just the component, but various component, changeable state. So yeah, this was little bit survey of the code base. And yeah, with that sake, let's conclude the video. Thank you and see you in the next video.